Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. We're a few minutes late.
Welcome. Hey there, everyone. I am Francesca, 17-year veteran in the event industry, and this is my co-host, Kim Lovett, a 37-year veteran
Long time.
and founder of the greatest floral and event planning company in New Jersey, from Marquee Florals, where we do and celebrate and decorate in a really, really big way. So today we're actually going to be talking about the things that we do. So we call this blooms and banter because we're talking about flowers. We banter about the event industry, but today we're actually going to go into what we do aside from just
as a company,
flowers,
and
as a company
forever.
So Kim owns Marquee Florals, and that is really what sponsors our show here. And Marquee Florals is not just a florist. In fact, I wouldn't even put us in that category because when I hear florist, I think retail.
Right, you think about
corsages and boutonnieres for prom and things like that.
Going birthday arrangements and get well and sympathy and all that kind of stuff.
Gift shop, maybe a balloon here or there, but we are very different. We've said this before, we're an event company specifically, so we do a lot more here than just flowers, and we don't have anybody coming in and out to interrupt our focus on anything other than our events.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, Kim, why don't you go into talking about our services and some of the things that we do?
Okay. So, doing this from day one, right? I started Marquee Florals back in the day, and at that time we did weddings, of course, and then the bar and bat mitzvahs. So that's how we first got into doing bar and bat mitzvah decorating. And so we do all kinds of decorating. So it's just not the flowers. We do theme parties, sweet 16s. We do bar and bat mitzvahs, which for 37 years I've been doing them, and they've definitely changed from the very beginning to when we started doing bar and bat mitzvahs to where they are now. But what that entails is we are doing signage, big signage, lighted signs. We're doing centerpieces that not are just flowers, but incorporating candles, LED, theme. I mean, sometimes we're doing centerpieces, we're doing a sneaker party. And so the centerpieces are sneakers, and we're lighting the stands up with LED and making kind of fun. We do logos, which is a very big thing. We do draping of rooms. Sometimes we'll get a room that's just not so attractive, right? Or we want to cover a wall that's got like a lot of stuff going on and we want to blank it out. But we do draping. We're doing all kinds of signage for weddings and parties, doing all the escort boards that you see on Etsy. We do all of that stuff. And
which always surprises people.
Yeah. But I think that, we have a full art shop here. So besides our 4 or 5 full-time people in the flower shop that are just doing designing and getting ready for the parties on the weekends, and then Fran and I and Mary and Wendy, we're in the office, taking care of all the administrative stuff and doing the sales and whatnot. And then we have an art shop. And so the art shop is taking care of doing candle lighting pieces for a sweet 16 or for a bar or bat mitzvah. Welcome signs, escort boards, gift boxes,
theme centerpieces.
Right. We're making baskets. I mean, baskets for the ladies' room. Yeah. We're doing the gift box. What else was I going to say? Something else was on my mind. But
I'm sorry, I screwed you up.
No. It's fine. Just gift bags for the hotel.
Yes.
So any little thing that you need for the wedding, except invitations, we have people to refer to you for that because that's a different business. But anything that you need for a mitzvah, a wedding, a sweet 16, an anniversary party, we can do it all. If the word event is connected to it, it's our thing.
Or decorate.
It's totally our thing. And we really have the capabilities. I mean, we were just out this afternoon at a venue to spec it. We're doing ceiling decor of fabric, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, we build props. We're building trees on site.
Yeah.
To hang place cards from.
Large installations. getting, items that, maybe furniture, something that you want to decorate with. I mean, rugs, and
it just goes on and on. So if there's anything that you need for a party, we have it here. Just not the invitations.
Right.
But other than that, we can create, design, install, make any kind of decor, which is really great because, we do all different kinds of parties, right? So we're doing Sweet 16 for Indian family, and that decor is different. There's a stage always involved and a backdrop and like some really great flowers and that kind of, and fabric draping. We're terrific at that. And then we'll do a Sweet 16 that's going to be a Cinderella theme. We did a Sweet 16 not that long ago that was butterflies was the theme, right? So butterflies is like a transformation, right?
All over our Instagram, you can check it out.
Yeah. But what was really cool about it is the client wanted her daughter to come out of a butterfly. And so come out into this closed butterfly. And then as we got into the room, we wheeled her in. She was enclosed. And then when she got into the center of the room, we opened up the butterfly and she appeared. So, I mean, we go as far as creating a whole scenario and a scene and making a story out of a party.
Right.
And that's really kind of what it is. So I think it's really interesting part of this business. It's just not making flowers for a wedding. It's also being creative and designing I think it's how would I say it? More of an experience.
I think that's the perfect word for it.
That's perfect word, right?
It's more than just designing it. We're creating an experience for the family and their guests and family and friends.
And I think it's very interesting when there's a progression of the party. So there's something that happens in the beginning and place cards and cocktail, and then you walk into this room and it's whether it's flowers or whether it's walking into this eclectic kind of a party, and there's neon and there's photo booths that are really very interesting, and big video screens, and we do entertainment lighting for the walls. That's one of the new big things, Fran. I don't know if you've seen it. We've done it at Temple.
Yeah, that's a great place for it. Transforms a room.
Yeah, there's a company that's doing lighting, but they're taking the lighting and doing shapes and forms and flowers and any kind of graphic and totally projecting it onto the walls of the room.
Almost like a wallpaper with light.
Yeah, exactly. So you're walking into a space and it can change. And so that's the newest and most interesting thing I think that we're doing right now. It's fun. I mean, it's interactive. It's always nice when you walk into a space and there's a surprise.
Yeah.
There's
something unique that they'll take away from it.
So when you come in for an appointment, and whether it's a theme or a mitzvah or a Sweet 16 or a wedding, I think that we've got all the capabilities to do anything that you could possibly want or think of. You may think of doing for a wedding and doing that projection on the wall, right? But would you think about coming to us for that? Probably not. But we're doing it and we've got it. So whatever's cutting edge, whatever's the newest, we've got it. We're always on top of our game when it comes to the newest technology and the newest.
Or we have a partner that is the best at what they do in order to source that.
And then we coordinate it because it's in the whole party design, I think.
Yeah. And planning, we've talked about this a little bit before. We do a lot of planning and coordinating for our clients. And that's something that you have to think about in the very beginning. You might not think about decor or flowers until the end, but when it comes to really needing help with all of these details, we have to start from the beginning. And why don't you actually tell us, if someone comes to you and they don't know what they want to do for maybe a kid's bar, bat mitzvah, or Sweet 16, where do you start with them?
I think it's getting, I think at some point it's getting the interest of the mitzvah or the Sweet 16 child, well, girl or boy. Sometimes they don't know what they want, but they feel colors or whatever. So it's really about meeting with a client, getting all their information, getting their personality. I think that getting to know somebody is so important, because then you could feel who they are. Are they somebody that's very quiet and they want something more low key? Or if we got a client that just wants to blow it out, and bigger is better.
Right.
You know, so you get to know the client and get to understand the kind of party that they want to have and what they want to project to their guests. And then we start talking about colors, and we start doing a color palette. And then we start talking about, okay, you know, do you want flowers on the table, or do you want some kind of a candlescape, or are we going to do something with all different glass vases, candles, a little bit of flower? And logos are a very big thing now. Branding is probably one of the biggest and most important trends in the industry, whether it's a wedding or a mitzvah. I think that making a wedding monogram is beautiful. Using the same lettering on your invitation, and then on your bar signs, and on your entrance signs, menus. I think that all of that stuff, and having it flow, and it makes a brand. You may not think you're making a brand, but you are. It's like we recognize, you know, when you see American Express, no matter what, you don't have to see the words American Express, but if you see the graphics and what it's about, you know that that's that. Or you know what your favorite store is, right? So if you're going to shop at Abercrombie, the kids all know what that's going to look like. What's another famous, or Coca-Cola? Oh my God. All you got to do is see the red and the white, the white swirl. You know it's Coke.
Right. So when it comes to someone coming in, whether or not you know what you want to do, a lot of times what's trending that you were just explaining is really bringing the personality of the person whose event it is, or whose celebration or milestone it is, bringing that out so that you can walk into that room and go, oh, this is definitely a Kim party, or, oh, this is definitely a Francesca party, because it speaks to the person who is celebrating.
I mean, I truly believe that there are clients that'll walk in, I mean, because they know us and they go to a lot of events locally. They'll know, oh, this is definitely a Kim party. They know that Francesca, you know, did this amazing wedding. And it's important, and that makes me really happy, because we have a signature. There's a level of professionalism that's in the work, of the art, and there's nothing here. Everybody that works here is a professional. So it's not like we're putting something together and it's like a DIY project. It's something that's being created here and done in a with people who are professional floral designers, professional electricians, professional carpenters. And that's, I think, really important when you go to build an event. We've been getting into some corporate stuff.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a little while. I feel like it definitely more so now.
I think more so
than
now.
Ever. Nonprofits, companies, some companies that may not want to be named, because they just want to have a big, beautiful party.
Exactly. But we've been doing some really interesting things with corporate clients. And I think the nonprofits too. We've been doing with the nonprofits. But what's nice about that is that we build relationship with the company, and then we're doing many events with them. And so it's really cool. You know what we even do that's kind of fun, maybe nobody thought? We do flower, for bridal showers.
Flower bars.
We do flower bars, which are so incredible. We do Dunkin' Donut stations. We do all these different things to enhance the party.
Right.
So I'm like trying to think of all the crazy stuff that we do. But
when it comes to like a bridal party, for example, a big trend is doing a lingerie station. So that's a big tradition, to bring the bride a piece of lingerie. And we make this big, beautiful scene of
like a boudoir.
Like you're walking into their bedroom or their closet, and their stuff is displayed all nice. So
it's gorgeous.
It's a really great way to display the gifts, and again, bringing that person's personality into the party.
Correct. So we have beautiful racks, and we have mannequins, and we have beautiful dressers and hat boxes, and so we can create really fun things. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's one of the best things about our jobs here, Fran, is really not just doing flowers, right?
Yeah.
It's creating these different events that I don't know, are meaningful to people, and
Right.
also are very creative. It's just, it's a whole creative process here.
So much more than flowers.
Yeah, so much more.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to ask you, we're getting into like our story time now. I'd love to talk about, and I actually like to surprise you with this.
I know, because I'm like,
because
oh
then
my
you
gosh.
go off the cuff, and I feel like it's just so interesting to see, you know, I like to ask you questions, and a lot of these stories are stories that I've heard, so I know that they're
times.
interesting. So let me ask you this. When you were at the Grand Marquis, you would transform the entire space, the entire venue. Is there a theme that really sticks out in your mind that was just so much fun to recreate? Because back in the day, they did a lot of movies and
Sports.
like the theme was, it wasn't branding, it was a physical like theme, sports or Hollywood. So what stands out in your mind that you absolutely loved, that you'll never forget?
Well, one party especially, we did a Wizard of Oz theme. And it was on I think it was the 75th anniversary of Wizard of Oz. I'm just trying to think. Maybe it was the 50th anniversary of Wizard of Oz. It was the 50th anniversary. So this party went so far. And back in the day, in the 80s, in the early 90s, it was full out theme for bar and bat mitzvahs. So we went and we started with the invitation, which was, you opened it up and it sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it was a 3-dimensional Emerald City in a box. It was just amazing. And to beat all, and end all, the adults all got theirs, mailed. But we went to the kids, and we got a van, and we had all the characters dressed up. We had Dorothy, and we had the Lion and the Tin Man, and no witch. It was too scary. So we had all the characters, and we went to every kid's house that was invited. And there was like 100 kids invited. And it was a Sunday morning, 9:00, knocking on the door, open the door, and there's the cast of Wizard of Oz. And so the kids like crazy. And then it started getting, like, one kid would call another and another. So we were going all in the neighborhood from house to house. And they were waiting for us outside with the cameras and all this stuff. And so that was really fun. So that was the beginning of the party. So already now, who doesn't want to come to this party? People that were not invited to this party wanted to come to the party. And we literally, I hired a guy who worked for Macy's Parade up in West New York. And he came and did artwork for us. And we totally recreated the Wizard of Oz. I mean, we had... we made a turning tornado in the lobby. We had fans going through, so you felt like the tornado was going in the wind. We got the bike. We got the bike that the witch was riding with Toto in the basket in the front. I mean, it just went on and on. So, and then we had characters down the hallways that were all cut out. We had 3-dimensional heads. We molded 3-dimensional heads. I mean, this project took 1 year, and we kept making the stuff and putting it in a trailer. And as you were walking, we had yellow brick road through the whole building, but we hand painted and did on real carpet. And then as you were walking down, they were singing the Munchkins, follow the yellow brick road, follow the it was just crazy. And then you walked into the room and it was Oz. And the flowers, and we had entertainers.
There's still people talking about it to this day. Clients are coming
forever. Do you remember that party? I'm like, yeah, I remember. It was great. We did that one. I mean, so many memorable ones, but that was probably one of the biggest. And we did a Universal Studios. That was one of the biggest. The client was so into it that they sent me to Universal Studios to actually photograph and try to mimic the things. But we had stuff moving in action, and it was fun. But we don't do those kind of theme parties anymore. It's things have changed. And so now the parties that we do now are with branding,
and the look is a lot cleaner and more modern, and it's just it's really cool to see how the trends change throughout the years and what becomes popular, and then how often it's popular. Everybody wants
And
the
then
same thing.
Right. And then it falls off.
Yep.
And I've been through so many of those
Yep,
trends.
yep.
I mean, there was a time when we did chair covers and
Mhm.
everybody and their mother wanted a chair cover.
Mhm.
And then now nobody wants a chair cover. So it's, it's like everything else, right? The big
Mhm.
crazy dresses, and then they change to real simple, and then they'll go crazy.
Mhm.
It's like any fashion,
Right.
bell bottoms, and then take tight legs, and then bell bottoms. So
Mhm.
that's just the way that it goes. But yeah,
Amazing.
those are probably my two biggest and craziest parties.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun.
Well, I hope this was helpful for all of you. Thank you. Most importantly, thank you for being here. Please follow our team on social media. You can follow us at Marquee Florals Events, because Blooms and Banter is that team. We are Marquee
Yep.
Florals. And please share this with your friends, your family, anybody that has a milestone coming up that they're planning for, or anyone that would just get a kick out of watching the two of us talk about Blooms and Banter back and forth about events. But we will see you here next week on Blooms and Banter. Thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here.
guys. Well, have a great weekend. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.